On the fringes of known space lay the planet Zeria, home to the enigmatic Zephyrian race, an all-female alien species known for their extraordinary beauty and formidable abilities. The Zephirians were fierce warriors, and their reputation for being unapproachable kept most interstellar travelers at bay. However, their advanced technology and rich resources made them a subject of much intrigue. Captain Nathan Hayes, a seasoned explorer and diplomat, had always been drawn to the unknown. His curiosity about the Zephirians had only grown over the years, fueled by rumors and tales of their prowess. Unlike others, Nathan believed that understanding and diplomacy could bridge any gap. His latest mission was to establish contact with the Zephirians, a task no one else dared to undertake. Nathan prepared meticulously for the mission. His ship, the Odyssey, was equipped with the latest technology, and he had spent months studying Zephirian culture and language. As he approached Zeria, he couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. Upon entering Zephirian space, Nathan's ship was immediately intercepted by their patrol. The Zephirian leader, a tall and imposing figure named Anathara, appeared on his communication screen. Her eyes, like piercing sapphires, studied him intently. "You are trespassing in Zephirian territory, human. State your purpose," Anathara demanded. Nathan took a deep breath and replied with calm confidence, "I am Captain Nathan Hayes. I come in peace, seeking to establish a dialogue between our peoples." To Nathan's surprise, Anathara allowed him to land. He was escorted to the Zephirian capital, a city of breathtaking beauty and advanced architecture. The grandeur of the city did little to ease his nerves as he was led to the council hall, where the Zephirian leaders awaited. The hall was filled with Zephirians, their eyes fixed on Nathan. Anathara introduced him to the council, and Nathan could feel the weight of their scrutiny. "I come with an open heart and mind," Nathan began. "I believe our races have much to learn from each other." The council listened in silence, their expressions unreadable. Finally, Anathara spoke. "We shall give you a chance, Captain Hayes. But know this, trust is not easily earned among our people." Nathan nodded, understanding the gravity of her words. "I am prepared to earn your trust. I am here to understand your culture and to find ways we can work together for the benefit of both our peoples." The council murmured among themselves, clearly intrigued but cautious. Anathara raised her hand to silence them. "Very well, Captain Hayes. You will be given the opportunity to prove your intentions. You must undergo the trials of trust." Nathan had read about these trials. They were designed to test the physical, mental, and emotional fortitude of anyone seeking the Zephirians' trust. Though daunting, he accepted the challenge without hesitation. "I accept the trials." Anathara's eyes narrowed slightly, a hint of respect in her gaze. "Prepare yourself, Captain Hayes. The trials begin at dawn." Nathan spent the night in a guest chamber, reflecting on the enormity of the task ahead. He knew that the trials would be grueling, but he was determined to succeed, not just for himself, but for the potential alliance that could benefit both humans and Zephirians. As the first light of dawn crept over Zeria, Nathan steeled himself for the trials. He knew that the next few days would determine not only his fate but the future of interstellar relations between their species. With resolve in his heart, he stepped out to face the challenges ahead. The morning sun bathed the Zephirian landscape in a golden glow as Nathan approached the proving grounds. The arena was a vast expanse filled with intricate obstacles and training apparatus that hinted at the physical challenges ahead. Zephirian warriors, known for their prowess and agility, stood on the sidelines, observing with keen interest. Anathara greeted him at the entrance. "The first trial will test your combat skills," she announced. "You will face one of our best warriors in a duel. This is not to the death, but it will push you to your limits. Are you ready, Captain Hayes?" Nathan nodded, his heart pounding with a mix of anticipation and adrenaline. "I am ready." His opponent, a tall and muscular warrior named Serena, stepped forward. Her eyes were sharp, and her movements fluid and confident. Nathan knew this would be a formidable challenge. The duel began with the sound of a gong, and Serena wasted no time in attacking. Nathan relied on his training and reflexes, dodging and parrying Serena's strikes. Her speed and strength were incredible, and it took all of Nathan's focus to keep up. Despite his efforts, Serena's blade found its mark more than once, leaving him bruised and breathless. But Nathan refused to give up. He studied Serena's movements, looking for patterns and weaknesses. Gradually he adapted, countering her attacks with precise strikes of his own. The duel continued, intense and grueling, until Serena finally signaled a halt. "You fight well, Captain Hayes," she said, a note of respect in her voice. "You have earned my respect." Nathan, panting and sore, managed a nod. "Thank you, Serena. It was an honor." Anathara stepped forward, her expression unreadable. "You have passed the first trial. Rest and prepare yourself for the next challenge. It will test your intellect and problem-solving abilities." The second trial took place in a grand hall, filled with ancient Zephirian artifacts and elaborate puzzles. Nathan was escorted to the center of the hall where a complex device awaited him. It was a puzzle unlike any he had seen before, composed of interlocking pieces that glowed with a soft, ethereal light. Anathara explained the challenge. "This device is a symbol of our heritage and knowledge. To pass this trial, you must decipher its mechanisms and unlock its secrets. You have until sundown." Nathan examined the puzzle, his mind racing. He knew this would require not only intelligence but also patience and creativity. He began by carefully observing the device, noting the patterns and symbols etched into its surface. Slowly, he started to manipulate the pieces, feeling the puzzle's intricate design come to life under his fingers. Hours passed, and Nathan's progress was slow but steady. He encountered numerous setbacks, each requiring him to rethink his approach. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, the pressure intensified. Yet Nathan remained focused, drawing on every bit of knowledge and ingenuity he possessed. Finally, with the last rays of sunlight streaming through the hall's windows, Nathan felt the puzzle click into place. The device glowed brightly, emitting a harmonious tone that resonated throughout the hall. He had succeeded. The assembled Zephirians murmured in approval, and Anathara approached with a rare smile. "You have passed the second trial, Captain Hayes. Your intellect and determination are commendable." Nathan exhaled deeply, relief washing over him. "Thank you, Anathara. What comes next?" Anathara's expression grew serious. "The final trial is the most challenging of all. It will test your courage and resolve in the face of great danger. Rest tonight, for tomorrow you will face your greatest challenge yet." That night, Nathan lay in his chamber, reflecting on the trials he had faced and the one yet to come. He knew that the final trial would push him to his limits, but he was ready. He had come this far, and he would see it through to the end. For the sake of the potential alliance and the bonds he was beginning to form with the Zephirians, he would give it his all. As the stars shone brightly over Zephyria, Nathan felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination. Tomorrow, he would face the ultimate test, and he would do so with unwavering resolve. The dawn of the final trial was filled with an air of anticipation and tension. Nathan stood at the edge of a vast forest, known to the Zephirians as the Forest of Shadows. Anathara and a group of council members were there to see him off. "The Forest of Shadows is treacherous," Anathara explained. "Few have ventured deep within and returned. Your task is to retrieve a sacred relic from the heart of the forest. This will test your courage, resourcefulness, and endurance." Nathan nodded, feeling the weight of the challenge ahead. "I understand. I will return with the relic." The forest was dense and dark, the canopy above blocking much of the sunlight. Nathan navigated carefully, using a combination of his training and intuition. The air was thick with the sounds of unknown creatures, and the ground was uneven and overgrown with strange luminescent plants. Hours turned into a day, and the journey grew increasingly perilous. Nathan encountered natural hazards such as quicksand, treacherous ravines, and aggressive wildlife. Each obstacle tested his resolve, but he pressed on, driven by his determination to succeed. As night fell, the forest became even more foreboding. Nathan set up a small camp, lighting a fire to keep the creatures at bay. He knew that the most dangerous part of his journey lay ahead. Resting briefly, he steeled himself for the final push to the heart of the forest. Nathan resumed his journey at first light, pushing deeper into the Forest of Shadows. The terrain grew more challenging, and the air thickened with an eerie, almost magical energy. He followed his instincts, guided by a faint, almost imperceptible hum that seemed to emanate from the forest's core. As he approached the heart of the forest, Nathan encountered a final obstacle. A massive chasm, too wide to jump and too deep to see the bottom. At the far end, he could see the sacred relic, a glowing crystal embedded in a stone pedestal. Determined to reach it, Nathan scoured the area for a way across. He found a series of vines and branches that formed a precarious bridge. Taking a deep breath, he began to make his way across, each step requiring balance and concentration. Halfway across, a sudden sharp noise startled him. Looking down, he saw the source of the sound. A pack of large predatory creatures with gleaming eyes and razor-sharp teeth. They had been stalking him, waiting for the right moment to strike. With no choice but to keep moving, Nathan quickened his pace, his heart pounding in his chest. The creatures began to leap and snap at the vines, trying to reach him. Nathan fought to maintain his balance, his every movement calculated to avoid a fatal fall. Just as he reached the other side, one of the creatures managed to leap onto the bridge. It snarled and lunged at Nathan, who reacted with lightning speed. Using a sturdy branch as a makeshift weapon, he struck the creature, sending it plummeting into the chasm below. Panting and bruised, Nathan finally stood before the relic. He carefully extracted the glowing crystal from its pedestal, feeling a surge of triumph and relief. The relic's light pulsed warmly in his hands, and he knew he had succeeded. As he made his way back across the chasm, Nathan was careful to avoid any more encounters with the predatory creatures. The return journey through the forest was no less challenging, but he moved with renewed vigor, knowing he had completed the task set before him. By the time Nathan emerged from the forest of shadows, the sun was setting once again. Anathara and the council were waiting, their faces a mix of anticipation and respect. When they saw the relic in Nathan's hands, a cheer went up from the assembled Zephyrians. "You have done it, Captain Hayes," Anathara said, her voice filled with admiration. "You have passed the final trial. You have proven your courage and worthiness." Nathan, exhausted but elated, bowed his head in gratitude. "Thank you, Anathara. It was an honor to face the trials and earn your trust." With the trials behind him, Nathan had earned the respect and trust of the Zephyrians. The potential for an alliance was now within reach, and he knew that his journey on Zephyria was just beginning. The challenges he had faced had forged a bond between him and the Zephyrians, one that would pave the way for a future of cooperation and understanding between their peoples. Nathan's successful completion of the trials marked a turning point in relations between humans and Zephyrians. With the relic safely returned and his valor proven, Anathara and the council formally invited Nathan to partake in discussions for a potential alliance. The Zephyrian capital buzzed with anticipation, and Nathan could sense the significance of this moment. The meeting took place in the Grand Hall, a magnificent structure adorned with intricate carvings and luminous crystals. Anathara, Nathan, and key members of the council sat around a large circular table. The atmosphere was a blend of formality and hopeful curiosity. "We stand at the brink of a new era," Anathara began, her voice resonating with authority and warmth. "Captain Hayes, you have demonstrated qualities that we hold in the highest regard. Let us now discuss how our people can benefit from this alliance." Nathan nodded, feeling the weight of his responsibility. "Thank you, Anathara. I believe our cooperation can lead to advancements and mutual prosperity. We can share our knowledge and resources to face common challenges and explore new frontiers together." The discussions were intense but productive. The Zephyrians possessed advanced energy technology, while humans offered expertise in space travel and exploration. Plans were laid out for joint research initiatives, trade agreements, and cultural exchanges. Nathan's ability to bridge the gap between their cultures proved invaluable as he navigated through delicate negotiations. Just as the alliance was beginning to take shape, a new threat emerged. Zara, the exiled Zephyrian warrior who had opposed Nathan from the start, had not been idle. She had allied herself with the Kralax, a ruthless alien species intent on exploiting Zephiria's resources. A sudden and brutal attack on a remote Zephyrian outpost signaled the beginning of their invasion. The news reached the Grand Hall as the council was finalizing their agreements. The room erupted into chaos, with leaders shouting orders and scrambling to respond to the crisis. Nathan stood up, his face set with determination. "We must act quickly to defend your people. Anathara, let me assist you in coordinating our forces." Anathara nodded, her eyes fierce with resolve. "Agreed. Captain Hayes, your experience and bravery are needed now more than ever." As the council organized their defenses, Nathan and Anathara strategized a counterattack. The Zephyrian forces were formidable, but the Kralax were cunning and well-prepared. Nathan proposed a daring plan to strike at the heart of the Kralax fleet, aiming to disrupt their command structure and force a retreat. The Zephyrian and human forces mobilized swiftly. Nathan took command of a squadron working alongside Lyra, the young warrior he had befriended during his trials. Their bond had strengthened, and they trusted each other implicitly. The ensuing battle was fierce and chaotic. Nathan's squadron engaged the Kralax ships in a deadly dance of lasers and maneuvers. The sky above Zeria was filled with the sights and sounds of warfare. Nathan's strategy paid off as they managed to breach the Kralax defenses and deliver a decisive blow to their command ship. Amidst the chaos, Nathan and Lyra fought side by side, their coordination seamless. They managed to infiltrate the Kralax command ship, battling through waves of enemies to reach the central control room. There, they confronted Zara and the Kralax leader. Zara sneered at Nathan. "You should have stayed out of our way, human. This is not your fight." Nathan's eyes blazed with determination. "It's not about us versus you, Zara. It's about protecting innocent lives and standing up against tyranny." With Lyra's help, Nathan managed to overpower Zara and the Kralax leader, disabling the command ship systems and triggering a retreat of the Kralax forces. The battle was won, but the cost had been high. Many lives were lost, and the city bore the scars of conflict. Back in the Grand Hall, the atmosphere was somber but resolute. Anathara addressed the council and Nathan, her voice filled with gratitude and determination. "Captain Hayes, you have proven yourself once again. Our alliance is no longer just an idea. It is a necessity. Together we shall rebuild and strengthen our bond, ensuring a future of peace and prosperity." Nathan felt a deep sense of fulfillment and responsibility. The road ahead would be challenging, but he knew that with courage, unity, and determination, they could overcome any obstacle. As the Zephyrians and humans began the arduous task of rebuilding, Nathan stood alongside them, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, confident in the strength of their newfound alliance. With the immediate threat of the Kralax invasion thwarted, the alliance between humans and Zephyrians began to take root. Joint research initiatives and cultural exchanges flourished, fostering a new era of cooperation and mutual respect. Nathan, now a celebrated hero, was deeply involved in these efforts, working closely with Anathara and the Council to solidify their partnership. However, not everyone was pleased with the newfound alliance. A faction within the Zephirian society, still harboring distrust towards humans, began to stir dissent. This group, led by a cunning and influential council member named Tarion, believed that relying on humans would lead to their downfall. Nathan first became aware of the faction's activities when he overheard a heated conversation between Tarion and another council member during a late-night walk through the palace gardens. "We cannot trust these humans," Tarion argued. "They will exploit us and our resources. We must find a way to sever this alliance before it's too late." The council member, more moderate in her views, replied, "But Tarion, they've proven their worth and honor. Captain Hayes saved us from the Kralax. We must give this alliance a chance." Nathan knew he had to address this internal conflict to ensure the alliance's survival. He approached Anathara the next morning, sharing what he had overheard. She listened thoughtfully, her expression grave. "Tarion has always been skeptical of outsiders," Anathara said, "but we cannot let his fear undermine what we've built. We must find a way to show him and his followers that our alliance is beneficial." Together, Nathan and Anathara devised a plan to demonstrate the strength and benefits of their cooperation. They organized a joint mission to a nearby asteroid field rich in valuable minerals, intending to show how their combined efforts could yield great rewards. The joint mission was a carefully orchestrated operation involving both Zephirian and human teams. The objective was to mine a rare mineral essential for advanced energy technologies, something both societies could benefit from greatly. This mission would serve as a tangible example of the advantages of their alliance. Nathan, along with Lyra and a team of skilled engineers, boarded a Zephirian mining vessel. Tarion and a few of his supporters were also part of the mission, reluctantly agreeing to participate under Anathara's insistence. As they approached the asteroid field, Nathan briefed the team. "We'll work in tandem, using our combined expertise to extract the minerals efficiently and safely. This mission is more than just mining. It's about proving that our alliance can achieve great things." The initial stages of the mission went smoothly. The human engineers utilized their advanced drilling technology, while the Zephirians employed their sophisticated energy manipulation techniques to stabilize the asteroids and prevent collapses. The collaboration was seamless, each team complementing the other's strengths. Tarion observed with a critical eye, but even he couldn't deny the efficiency and success of their combined efforts. As the mission progressed, they encountered unexpected challenges, unstable asteroids and hidden pockets of volatile gases. In one particularly dangerous situation, an asteroid began to collapse, threatening to engulf the entire mining operation. Nathan and Lyra quickly coordinated a rescue effort, using human machinery and Zephirian energy fields to stabilize the structure and evacuate the team. Tarion, who had been supervising nearby, was nearly caught in the collapse. Nathan risked his own life to save him, pulling him to safety just as the asteroid crumbled behind them. Breathing heavily, Tarion looked at Nathan with newfound respect. "Why did you risk yourself for me?" he asked, genuinely perplexed. Nathan shrugged, his expression earnest. "Because that's what allies do. We protect each other." The successful completion of the mission and Nathan's selfless act began to shift the tide of opinion among Tarion's followers. They returned to Zephyria with the valuable minerals and a renewed sense of unity. Back in the Grand Hall, the council convened to discuss the outcomes of the mission. Anathara spoke first, her voice filled with pride. "This mission has proven what we can achieve together. Captain Hayes has shown us the true meaning of alliance and cooperation." Tarion stood up, a mixture of humility and respect on his face. "I was wrong to doubt our alliance. Nathan Hayes has demonstrated not only bravery, but a commitment to our people that I did not expect. I pledge my support to this partnership." The council erupted in applause, and Nathan felt a deep sense of relief and accomplishment. The success of the mission and Tarion's endorsement solidified the alliance, paving the way for a brighter, more cooperative future. As Nathan and Anathara looked out over the assembled council and their united peoples, they knew that this was just the beginning. Together, they would face whatever challenges came their way, confident in the strength of their bond and the promise of their alliance. The success of the joint mission to the asteroid field not only solidified the alliance, but also fueled further cooperative projects between humans and Zephirians. Nathan and Anathara continued to work closely, leading various initiatives to strengthen their partnership. One such initiative involved exploring ancient Zephirian ruins that were believed to hold secrets of advanced technologies. Nathan, along with a team of human scientists and Zephirian scholars, embarked on an expedition to the remote Zephirian wilderness. The ruins were located deep within a dense forest, a place few had ventured in centuries. Lyra, ever eager for adventure, accompanied them as their guide and protector. The team reached the ancient site after days of trekking through the wild terrain. The ruins were a magnificent sight, with towering stone structures adorned with intricate carvings and symbols. The air was thick with the sense of history and mystery. Nathan and Lyra led the team into the heart of the ruins, where they discovered a hidden chamber sealed by a complex mechanism. With the combined knowledge of the human scientists and Zephirian scholars, they deciphered the symbols and unlocked the chamber. Inside, they found a large glowing crystal embedded in an ornate pedestal. The crystal pulsed with energy, casting an otherworldly light around the chamber. The Zephirian scholars immediately recognized it as an ancient power source, lost to time and legend. "This is incredible," Lyra whispered, her eyes wide with awe. "It's said that these crystals could power entire cities and even ships." Nathan carefully examined the crystal. "If we can understand its properties, this could revolutionize our energy technology. We need to study this further." The team worked tirelessly to document and analyze the crystal, collecting data and samples for further research. As they delved deeper into the ruins, they uncovered more artifacts and texts that hinted at a once great civilization, with knowledge far beyond their current understanding. As the team celebrated their discoveries, an urgent message arrived from Anathara. A powerful storm was approaching, threatening to isolate the expedition and possibly destroy the fragile ruins. They had to evacuate immediately. Nathan quickly organized the team to pack up their equipment and secure the artifacts they had uncovered. The storm's ominous clouds loomed on the horizon and the wind began to pick up, howling through the ancient structures. As they made their way back through the forest, the storm struck with full force. Torrential rain and fierce winds battered the group, making progress difficult and dangerous. Nathan and Lyra took the lead, guiding the team through the treacherous conditions. Suddenly, a massive tree, uprooted by the wind, came crashing down towards them. Nathan acted instinctively, pushing Lyra out of the way and taking the brunt of the impact. The tree pinned him to the ground, and he cried out in pain. Lyra, unharmed but shaken, rushed to Nathan's side. "Nathan, are you okay?" He grimaced, trying to move. "I'm fine, just a bit stuck. Get the others to safety." Lyra hesitated but nodded. She called for help and the team worked together to free Nathan from the fallen tree. Despite his injuries, Nathan insisted on continuing, determined to get everyone to safety. The journey back was a harrowing ordeal, but the team finally reached the outskirts of the forest where Anathara and a rescue party were waiting. They hurriedly helped the exhausted and battered group into shelter. Nathan was immediately taken to the medical facility, where his injuries were treated. Anathara stayed by his side, her expression a mix of concern and relief. "You're incredibly stubborn, Nathan," she said, her voice soft but stern. "You should have let the others handle it." Nathan managed a weak smile. "I couldn't just leave them. Besides, I knew you'd come for us." Anathara shook her head, but her eyes were filled with gratitude. "Thank you for protecting them. You've once again proven your bravery and dedication." As Nathan recovered, the team began analyzing the data and samples from the ruins. The crystal's potential was even greater than they had imagined, and its discovery opened up new possibilities for energy and technology. The crisis had tested their resolve, but it had also strengthened the bond between humans and Zephyrians. Together they had faced the storm and emerged stronger. The future held great promise, and Nathan knew that with continued cooperation they could achieve anything. Anathara and Nathan stood together looking out at the recovering landscape. "We've come a long way," Anathara said, "and we have much more to achieve." Nathan nodded, feeling a sense of fulfillment and determination. "We do, and we'll face whatever comes next, together." With their alliance solidified and their bond unbreakable, they looked forward to a future of endless possibilities and shared successes. The discoveries from the ruins were just the beginning, and Nathan and Anathara knew that their combined efforts would lead to a brighter, more prosperous future for both their peoples. The promising advancements and burgeoning alliance between humans and Zephyrians faced a new threat as an unexpected enemy revealed themselves. While the joint teams were deep in their research, analyzing the crystal and other artifacts, a series of unexplained attacks began to occur on the borders of Zephyrian and human space. At first, the attacks seemed random, small skirmishes against outposts and trade ships. But as the incidents increased in frequency and severity, it became clear that a coordinated effort was behind them. The attackers left no traces of their identity, and their tactics were sophisticated, causing significant damage and unrest. An emergency council meeting was called in the Grand Hall. Nathan, still recovering from his injuries but resolute, attended alongside Anathara and the council members. The atmosphere was tense as they reviewed the reports of the attacks. "Whoever they are, they're targeting our most vulnerable points," Anathara said, her expression grim. "They seek to undermine our alliance and destabilize both our societies." Nathan stood up, his voice firm. "We need to find out who is behind these attacks and stop them before they cause more harm. We must work together, combining our intelligence and resources." Lyra, who had been investigating the attacks on the ground, stepped forward. "I've gathered some intel from our border patrols. There are whispers of a mercenary group called the Varkari, known for their ruthless efficiency and anonymity. They could be the ones orchestrating these attacks." The council deliberated, and it was decided that a joint task force would be formed to track down the Varkari and put an end to their operations. Nathan and Lyra were assigned to lead the task force, combining their skills and knowledge. As the task force prepared to depart, Nathan and Anathara had a private conversation. "This mission is critical, Nathan. Our alliance depends on its success," Anathara said, her eyes reflecting both worry and trust. "I won't let you down," Nathan assured her. "We'll find the Varkari and stop them. This alliance means everything to us." The task force set out with determination, tracking the Varkari through a series of informants and clues. The trail led them through a network of hidden bases and outposts scattered across uncharted territories. Nathan and Lyra worked tirelessly, coordinating with their teams and piecing together the Varkari's movements. After weeks of relentless pursuit, they finally located a major Varkari stronghold on a remote planet. The stronghold was heavily fortified, a testament to the Varkari's preparedness and resources. Nathan and Lyra devised a plan to infiltrate the base, neutralize the threat, and gather evidence of who was behind the attacks. Under the cover of night, The task force launched a covert operation. Nathan, Lyra, and a small team of elite soldiers made their way through the dense jungle surrounding the stronghold, avoiding patrols and security systems. They reached the outer perimeter and prepared to breach the defenses. Using a combination of human technology and Zephirian energy manipulation, they disabled the stronghold's security systems and entered the facility. Inside, they encountered fierce resistance from Varkari mercenaries, but Nathan and Lyra led their team with precision and bravery, overcoming each obstacle. As they advanced deeper into the stronghold, they discovered a central command room filled with sophisticated equipment and data. Nathan accessed the main terminal, uncovering detailed plans of the attacks and communications that revealed the true mastermind. A powerful rival faction within the Zephirian society, led by none other than Tarion. Shock and anger coursed through Nathan as he realized the extent of Tarion's betrayal. Tarion had used the Varkari to create chaos, hoping to undermine the alliance and seize control of the Zephirian Council. Lyra, equally enraged, spoke through gritted teeth. "We need to expose this. The Council must know the truth." Before they could transmit the evidence, an alarm blared, signaling their presence had been detected. Varkari reinforcements poured into the stronghold and a fierce battle ensued. Nathan and Lyra fought valiantly, but they were heavily outnumbered. Just when it seemed they might be overwhelmed, Anathara and a contingent of Zephirian warriors arrived, having tracked the task force's distress signal. Together they fought back the Varkari, securing the stronghold. With the stronghold secured, Nathan transmitted the evidence to the council. The betrayal was laid bare, and Tarion's faction was swiftly arrested. The council, shocked by the revelations, reaffirmed their commitment to the alliance and pledged to root out any remaining dissidents. Anathara approached Nathan and Lyra, her expression a mixture of pride and gratitude. "You have done an extraordinary service for our people and our alliance. We owe you a great debt." Nathan, weary but resolute, replied, "Our work is far from over. We must rebuild and strengthen our trust. But together we can overcome any challenge. With the threat of the Varkari neutralized and Tarion's betrayal exposed, the path to a stronger, more unified future lay ahead." Nathan, Lyra, and Anathara stood together, ready to face whatever came next with unwavering determination and hope. With the threat of the Varkari neutralized and Tarion's betrayal exposed, the process of rebuilding began. The joint efforts of humans and Zephirians were now more vital than ever. The Council, under Anathara's leadership, implemented a series of reforms to ensure transparency and prevent any future internal threats. Nathan, Lyra, and Anathara worked tirelessly, coordinating reconstruction efforts and strengthening their alliance. The focus was not only on physical rebuilding, but also on mending the trust that had been broken. Community meetings, cultural exchanges, and collaborative projects were initiated to foster a deeper understanding and unity between the two races. One of the key projects was the establishment of the Alliance Academy, an institution where both humans and Zephirians could learn from each other and train together. The Academy aimed to produce a new generation of leaders who would embody the values of cooperation and mutual respect. Nathan and Lyra played pivotal roles in the Academy's development. They designed the curriculum, drawing from the strengths of both cultures. Nathan taught courses on space exploration and diplomacy, while Lyra led combat training and strategy sessions. During one of their planning sessions, Nathan looked at Lyra and said, "This academy is more than just a place of learning. It's a symbol of our shared future." Lyra nodded, her eyes filled with determination. "We're building something that will last for generations. Our children will grow up knowing that unity is our greatest strength." As the academy opened its doors, the initial group of students included a mix of eager young minds from both races.